One of the questions that we get all the time is, well, what exactly can I do here on MyTeeVee? And it's a big answer because there are so many different things that you can do. You can check out all sorts of different content, whether it's MyTeeVee's original content, which right now includes our live music show, the Outpost sessions, and our industry interviews, but very soon is also going to include our web series Match. Featured content, which is just the great stuff that we found from across the internet that we wanted to share with people. Um, User generated content. You can go into the library, which is an index of all of the media galleries that have been created by all of the members of MyTeeVee, and you can search through tons of new and interesting and diverse content there. And there are various other things that you can do, and you'll discover that you can do as you explore the site. But the two biggest things that you can do on MyTeeVee are A, represent yourself as a media professional or as someone who aspires to be involved in some sort of profession within media, and B, find, communicate with, and form collaborations with other creative people. Now, the primary way that you represent yourself as a media professional is through your channel. In other words, your profile, but on MyTeeVee we call these your channels. Um, and the things that you're going to find here are similar to things that you might find on your Facebook page or your LinkedIn profile. But because MyTeeVee is media centric, that's front and center. The media that you upload to your galleries and then choose to feature in this film strip right here are the first things that people are going to see when they come to your page, and people can immediately view them right here. They don't have to go anywhere else to view these media items, whether they be photographs or a video or even a piece of music or your script and so on and so forth. And you can use this space and your galleries to represent things that you've been involved in, or even just stuff that you like, that you think is great, especially if you indicate this is just something that I think is really great. In addition to that, right underneath your name and your username, it says what you do for a living. And if there are more than two things, there is a link that leads people to the profile tab in your channel, and people will be able to see if you scroll down, oh, in addition to being an executive and a producer, Kevin is also a director and a screenwriter. As you notice, within this profile tab, I also have a bio. I have links to all of my different social pages. I can talk about my education and training if I want to, if I have my own website, which I do. Um, I can list that here as well. So many, many different things that I can do to represent who I am as a media professional. Now, if you don't have any of these things in your channel right now, the way to get them is to simply click on the profile tab and then click on the edit sub menu, and you will be able to add to, change, so on and so forth, all of these different items. And in addition, by the way, you see that if someone wants to see my resume, it's right there front and center. They don't have to go searching for it somewhere else on another page. It's right there underneath my profile picture and it's always there regardless of which page or which tab I'm on within my channel. Now, another thing that you can do to promote yourself as a media professional, I'm actually going to bring you to the activity tab in my channel to show you something which many of you may have seen already. Now, the activity tab is by default the tab that is open anytime that you go to your own or anybody else's channel. And the reason I'm pointing that out is because you see here there's a feed of the most recently placed ads in the marketplace. And that's important because everybody sees this. This shows up in everybody's channel. And they can very easily get directly to the marketplace to see more things if they want right here. So another thing that you can do to represent yourself is place an ad in the marketplace. And unlike on certain other sites, it is completely free to do so. And of course, the more people who use this feature, the more useful it's going to become. But within the marketplace, not only is it very simple to place an ad and to edit your current ads, but it's very easy to browse ads and to search ads by category. There are at least 100 different categories. You can search it by location, so on and so forth. You can search it by who placed the ad. There are all sorts of different ways to find things here that are very, very user friendly. Um, and this, if you are any of the craft positions on a movie or TV show, if you're a director of photography, if you are an editor, if you are a grip or a gaffer or a costume designer, or you rent out a studio space, or you have your own camera gear for rent, or you have a 3-ton grip truck, or you're a caterer, or whatever the case may be, I would highly recommend that you use this as a way to promote um, the services that you have available or the goods that you have available. Now, in terms of using MyTeeVee to find and connect with other creatives and communicate with them, again, there are a variety of different ways that you can do that. For one, we've got this chat room here, which right now is a pretty underutilized tool, and I hope more people will begin to utilize it, because this is something that you can use to communicate with people in real time. You simply click on chat room, and then it's going to list all the different chat rooms that we have, which right now there's just the one called the lobby. Now, the first time you saw that I clicked on chat room, and then in this window I clicked on something that said lobby. After you do that for the first time, um, you won't have to take that second step. You just click on chat room, and then it'll bring you directly into the last chat room that you were in, which will be the lobby. And then once you're here, you can click on invite users, and this will show you other people who are online right now. And you can invite them to come in and chat. And if you want to use this as a place to have a chat with a specific group of people, as long as you're all online, you can all go into the chat room and chat with each other in real time. Um, and there are also a variety of different things that you can do within the chat room. You can share your screen with everybody. You can actually start an audio or video broadcast. You can do audio or video calls. It's not, it's basically like a more advanced version of Skype right here in MyTeeVee. Now that's just one way. Another way is you can go to the members index, and you can just search members one by one and look for people who seem interesting to you. You can go into the events calendar, and you can see what other people are doing, what other events people are involved in that they've listed here on MyTeeVee. Again, this is a feature that will become more useful the more people who use it. There are a few glitches with the calendar right now. If you're having trouble posting an event to the calendar, send us an email at info@myteevee.tv, and we'll post it for you. But probably the biggest way that you can connect with other creatives and find potential new collaborators is through the groups. Now, if you've already started to explore the groups, then you know part of what I'm about to say, or most of what I'm about to say. But right now, there are basically two different sorts of groups. Actually, there are three different sorts of groups. The two that are going to get used the most probably, and that are the most useful to you, are the groups that are based on location. And these are right now my favorite groups, because it's, to me, this is such a wonderful tool. Anybody who's in the Austin area, for example, or even just in that part of, Texas, San Antonio, so on and so forth. You can use this as a way to share all sorts of different information. You can upload media to the group. You can post updates. You can post forums. You can post events. Um, you can share, you can find each other. And you can use this as a place to just communicate with each other. Then, of course, there are the groups that are by profession or area of interest. If you're an actor and you're going through, I need to find a new teacher. I need an affordable place to find headshots. I'm having trouble with, self-tape. Can you give me some, self-taping? Can you give me some advice? All sorts of different things like that. You can use this as a support system. It's also a place where periodically, if we hear about an audition that maybe isn't posted, isn't posted in all of the normal places, we'll post it here for you. What's also great about these groups is that Oh, and also, as you see, this is a place where if you've got suggestions for ways we can make the site better, you can throw them into the suggestion box and we'll see them immediately. But what I was going to say is that if there's a group that isn't here that you think should be created, just let us know. We right now have groups for 10 different cities, but if you have a bunch of people in your city who you think would benefit from having this one central place where they can communicate with each other, go ahead and let us know, and we'll create that group. And of course, the more people, again, the more people who use it, the more useful it becomes. Because if you've got 15 friends and you all decide, well, this would be a great place to, this would be a great place for us to start to communicate with one another all in one central location. And then each of those 15 people has five more people and so on and so forth, and it will grow that way and become more useful for you to find others in your local area. Additionally, if you wanted to, we could even create a private group for you. So if you wanted a place where members of your production team could exchange ideas, notes, media, so on and so forth, just amongst yourselves, we could create a private group for you so that you could do that. And it would only be the people who you invited to the group who would be able to see what was going on inside of that group. So that's a pretty good overview of many of the things that you can do here on MyTeeVee. Of course, there are many other things that you can do as well. You can get involved in the initiatives, which are a fun way to put yourself out there, get a little bit more exposure for yourself and for your work, and maybe earn a little bit of cash in the process. There's the web series, which to us is an amazing tool to include as many people as possible in as many different places as possible. And in addition to being just what we think is a really cool idea for a show, is really an instrument to do just that, to include as many people as possible and in as many different places as possible. Of course, not everybody is going to be able to work on the show, and certainly not in season one. But in the future, if enough people are involved, if enough people believe in the mission of all of this, then of course we're going to be able to use it to extend opportunity to more and more and more people in more and more and more places, and that's what we want to do more than anything else. But if you have any ideas or questions or suggestions of other things that we can do to make MyTeeVee even more useful for you, and for more people, by all means, either drop us a note in the suggestion box, which we'll get right away, or send us an email at info@myteevee.tv. And if you haven't heard us say it before, or we just haven't said it enough, we're very, very happy that you're here, and we hope you will continue to use MyTeeVee as a place to promote yourself and your work, as a place to find new work and creative opportunities, and a way to find each other, to find new potential collaborators in your local areas and around the world.